Hitting it. There we go.
There we go, you say.
Yeah, well, there you go, because we're live now.
Oh, my goodness. Is that normal? That you press
What?
buttons and we go live on the internet? Is that normal?
It's first time I'm trying it, so I don't know.
First time.
Kind of shy. Scared.
I'm not sure I buy that, but...
But.
No, I just don't buy your petrified.
Oh, well, I'm trying to play it up to be more professional, but I'm very terrified of all these people. Got 26 people watching us right now. It's terrifying. I'm scared.
Well, it gets less terrifying the more people join us. Hint, hint.
Yes, and the more people hit that like button. We're up to 40 likes now.
For every like, our scared value goes down. That's how YouTube works. In this fictional YouTube world we are creating.
Yeah, we're wired into YouTube, so for every like we get like little hits of like adrenaline.
Little wires that go down. It's like the Matrix.
Yeah,
there's actually no hair back there. It's a big plug, and we can't turn our heads because it's like connected.
Yeah.
See, look, I'm being
we
pulled.
We get endorphins like fed right in. The more likes we get, so the more we can be energetic and happy.
Yes.
So. And Olivia Julia starts us out with $5. Today's episode is brought to you by the Cheeseburger Sub Sandwich. 4 patties with lettuce, tomato, pickle, onion, ketchup, and mustard, and toasted. Yeah, she shared a picture of her sub that she was eating, and I'm like, God damn, that looks good. And I really, really want one. Actually, I had it was a cheeseburger sub from Ticonderoga when we were there.
We do.
That place right across the street, and it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good. So,
well,
yeah.
I don't... It's funny. It is very good. We're very hungry when we go there. Like, we have long days, and so it's like a satisfying meal. Plus, it's the surrealness of B that I think does help a little bit. But also, they just slop shit on. Like, it's not a very well constructed meal, and it's don't even just very high quality stuff. But the way they do it, it's probably like in a big pot that's like 130 years old. It's got meat flavor burned into it, and it's that sort of vibe. It's very American.
Yeah,
and it is good.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh. Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the super chat, Olivia. And it's making me hungry, so stop it.
Well, thank goodness. I did after dinner, so I'm not hungry. Thank goodness. That would have been... That would have been dangerous.
Let's rush through this, because I'm hungry now. I'm just kidding.
Well, there is only so much to talk about, Stuart, as you know. But it's a thing that I saw it when it got leaked originally yesterday, and then hasn't quite been grabbed by people yet. TrekCulture one straight away, but they were right on top of it. So it is not known by as many people as it could be. So it's sort of a fresh discussion.
Yeah, and I didn't even. I saw one of the pictures, and then now I've seen all the other ones. There's not much to go on.
No,
it's like they're looking for George and Gracie 2, the sequel.
Georgia and Gracia.
Giorgio.
Yeah. That's
no,
that'd be fun.
That's not good. That's going to be the tie-in. She got sent back to Picard time.
No, she got sent back to Earth time, and then they have to get back in time to find Giorgio in the past. Okay, we'll work it out. What I'm more interested... What I refer to this more being is... This is the same as when they reveal... When somebody leaked the Klingons in Discovery Season 1.
Yes.
Which was very useful, actually, because it let us have that reaction. Because, boy, if we had seen them on the show, they would have had... Their ratings would have died compared to what they actually had. So this is also like a big thing to reveal, but because we're seeing it early, we can sort of, we can settle into it, you know?
Yeah. I remember that. Here I am having some lunch with my Klingon crew. We're like, those aren't Klingons. Maybe they're like Xindi reptilians. Oh, the Gorn, maybe. I remember that discussion vividly.
We tried everything and the kitchen sink for it to not be Klingons. Like, we were like... Well, it can't be, though. They know not. It can't be. I mean, it's not. They're better.
Yeah. The fun of what if, and then the realization of, nope.
The fun of what if, and then the realization of if. There ain't no what anymore. It's just if. But no, this tells us a lot, actually, and I'm excited to see what you guys think, because this, this is not a they're just on set. There's a camera point at their face. This ain't no on set. This is on. This is a scene.
Multiple cameras.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Olivia Julius, another $5. Congrats. You got leaked photos of Seven on a subway. Yep. Yep. Even though it's a bus, because you'll see those pictures in a second.
Yes.
But so speaking of super chats, Samuel, you want to go share this, and I will tell all these fine people about it.
That's the connection. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you guys see, Olivia has thrown in some super chats, which is a great way to communicate with us during the lives. We do read them all on air, and if you want to get your comment read or whatever, your thoughts about this out there, by all means, send a super chat. We will read it and hopefully talk about it for a little while. So if you're able to, please do it. It does support the channel, helps us out, and keeps the conversation going. So if you're able to, that would be great. Also, you can join the channel. There's a join button down there. Join at the rank of Commander, Captain, Admiral, Fleet Admiral, Federation President. All that helps us out on a monthly basis. Or head on over to Patreon/Trekyards and help us on a monthly basis there as well. A lot of ways to donate. You can even do a PayPal. If you do a PayPal, though, make sure you put it in the comments that you have done that in the regular chat, and we will get one of the moderators let us know so that we can hopefully check the email and read your comment or question that way as well. There's also discount codes and stuff down below, so for Eagle Moss and stuff. So if you can, please do. Also, don't forget that you can hit that like button. That is a free way to help us out, and just share the videos around with people that you think might enjoy them, and spread the Trekyards word. Get some more people subscribed. That'd be awesome. But yeah, hit that like button. We have 96 people here with 66 likes. I think we can easily get to 75 likes, if not 100. So hit that like button, guys, as it's really important. And like I said, it feeds us endorphins directly from YouTube into our brains, which makes us better presenters and gives you a better show. So, and yeah, we've got like 3 photos here that we're going to be talking about. I don't know how long this conversation is going to be able to go for, honestly, but we will do our best to have it be something creative and fun to talk about, and hopefully you guys will have something to contribute as well, idea-wise, because we love to hear your thoughts all the time.
It's me. I'm back.
It's him. He's back.
Yes. How is everyone
Welcome back.
Doing?
They're doing really well, because Olivia even put another $5 in. Captain, your beard is on point. Samuel, your tribble is crooked.
Oh.
Actually, my hair doesn't look that bad today, considering how long it is. I did do some trimming along here, so it's not like...
You got a haircut before me, and not that long ago.
That was forever ago.
It wasn't all forever. You've had it.
That was when the last lockdown. That was when the last lockdown ended. I got in there like 2 days after that, and then literally like 2 or 3 weeks later, they did another lockdown, and here we are.
But it was well after Christmas, though.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Well, fine, whatever.
It's still in October, so. Yeah.
Look at it.
It does look very fluffy. So she's got the treble, really.
Ooh, yes.
So, Stuart.
Yes.
What did you think when you first... It is. What do you think when you first saw this picture, then?
I thought Seven looks like she wants to kill herself. She does not look happy. But it's obviously between takes. I don't know. I was just underwhelmed. I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of post filming, whatever you want to call it, work done to make it not a bus. It's not a regular city, normal, everyday bus. But I wasn't really super stoked. I mean, there is something on the side of the bus that might be worth talking about a little bit, but overall, I was just kind of underwhelmed. That's where I stand with that.
I'm.
What about you? Were you stoked? Were you happy?
Well, this tells us a few great things. It tells us there's time travel, and it tells us Seven gets rid of her ocular implant. So straight away, you've got 2 pretty big plot devices. So yeah, I'm excited for time travel, and Seven being human.
You're the time travel. See, I didn't think that. I thought they were just filming on a bus. They were gonna like do their magic
No,
stuff and make it look like all futuristic-y. And
you
I'm like,
would
why the hell is the ring ship the next interplanetary thing? Because that's stupid. I
no
was gonna
you,
complain about
you
that.
wouldn't do this way. You wouldn't do it this way. They would just it'd just be a set. They're actually on a real bus in the past
Okay.
or an alien planet. To be fair, it could be a Earth-looking planet.
Oh, okay. Now I'm interested because
Yeah.
now with the addition of Q, there's a lot to talk about. And I
Mhm.
never noticed the ocular implant.
That's why she
Very
looks
good
weird
call.
because she doesn't look like Seven. She looks like Jerry Ryan.
Yeah.
And so that's my
Yeah.
assumption is they put her back in time and they've put a holographic thing over her face to stop her doing that, which also helps Jerry feel better for season 2 about not having to do the makeup every year. Because how often do the actors say, "Well, can we do something to not make me do the thing that makes me iconic?" It's like, but that's your one thing. I was just Jerry Ryan, old-looking Seven Jerry Ryan.
Yeah.
And you know, even her like her costume and such. I'm sure they're going to go much more relatively light-hearted with her, especially having her girlfriend, etc. But yeah, she's blending into Earth. She's wearing a uniform and outfit, so a kick-ass outfit, and Raffi's wearing something that's different and new. No, I'm really interested to see where this goes. That's the whole point. That's why they would take this picture. It was some guy on the street. He just took a picture inside the bus and happened to be these people. So it's them filming on location. The past.
That's awesome. I never even considered that. I just thought it was. I was kind of laughing at the cheapness of their filming thing. All right, that's fair. That's fair.
It's also partly why her, not having. Well, not that's part of it. Well, in essence, it is. If she hasn't got, she's deliberately hiding the eyepiece to blend into the past. She also blends in as a person out there better. And now there's no surprise that she's in the show because we know she's in the show. So they can now film on location because people, while they might be like, oh, it's probably Picard. It could not be Picard easily, and it could not be, whatever.
Or it could be that she's not blending in necessarily. Q just turned her into a human and sent them back in time. Like,
yeah, 100%.
Lots of possibilities there.
Yeah, I mean, same effect, just different magical cause, exactly. Because we know Q's there, they mentioned time, so we're doubling down on that a little bit. So yeah, it's a very unusual. It's a very unusual picture, and it gives us a lot of like, ooh, that's like with the Klingons season 1. We know the Klingons are in it. We know they're going to look garbage. This is, we know there's some sort of time travel. Even if it's flashbacks, even if it's visions, something involving the past is interesting.
Interesting.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they're going sort of Star Trek 4 vibe. You already mentioned that with the thing on the side, but Star Trek 4 is the the most loved of all movies for its own unique reason, and Picard was a semi-flop, and it was too dark.
Yeah.
So if they go like a more light, fun route, then mimicking a Star Trek 4, and you can have cheaper sets because you can go on location.
Yeah.
Which means they get more money for their time. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, no, that opens up a whole new avenue. I never even considered that. I just thought.
And actually, I wonder if the people said, because obviously they had to delay, but building sets takes time in close proximity, and they may not be able to wear masks for whatever reason, doing whatever they're doing. So potentially, someone said at some point, yeah, even if we could start filming in March, we can't build the sets as quick as you need them. We just can't. And so they might have like changed, they might have known that going in. So doing stuff on location, you can still film stuff without actually losing the time. Yeah.
Very good point. Very good point.
Yeah.
All right, got 2 more super chats, so thank you guys. Mark Lawrence, actually both, awesome regular viewers here and contributors and people that really help us out. Yes.
Thank you.
Mark Lawrence chosen $5. Could Guinan still be on Earth when they show up and they happen to run into her?
That's good. It's dumb, but I like it.
It would work, except you just have to explain why she looks so much older, unfortunately. But
pretty much
we could do that. Olivia Julius, $10.
Ooh.
I did a few super chats without the P word being mentioned. Must not say it. Must not say it. Must not say it. Puggy. Make sure you hit the like button and give the pug a pet on the head.
She said it though. She said she wasn't.
I just petted the pug for you.
Could not resist even the seconds. I mean, a few seconds to be fair, but seconds.
Olivia Julius, $2. Star Trek Metro Bus.
Oh.
Yep.
That's funny.
Well,
and we can also talk about the leaked pictures from from last week, the ones with Patrick Stewart in as well, which are also pretty interesting. We never did talk about those, but they were.
I saw one of him on a set of stairs. That was it.
Yeah, I just found a second one, which I'm surprised about, which has some. We'll get there in a bit because that's we don't want to burn through them yet, but it's there's some interesting visuals going on here. Not being like the Mandalorian is locked in their soundstage. That's kind of the whole point. So it's kind of the opposite to that, going on location. It's kind of almost retro,
Dystopian guy. Buses still in service, like the disco shuttle. Buses everywhere.
Now that'd be a fun payoff if it was just a Discovery shuttle repainted on it. Like that's one of the jokes, like taking a Discovery shuttle bus.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn it, VFX department.
Darth Maul. They go back. They travel back to 2022, and Guinan is hosting a talk show called The View.
I mean, you could do.
And since she was like, she pretended to be this like famous actress named Whoopi Goldberg, she had to age herself so that she wouldn't, let it. Yeah.
And then she clicked her fingers and then de-aged back to 1997 Guinan because of magic CG, and she went back. Although I know that, well, I'm trying to remember, Patrick, when they were talking about this season, did they mention they did want to, because they kind of going on a bit about it should always reflect the themes of the time, even though last season had nothing to do with Brexit, even though he was saying, oh, it's all about Brexit. It's like, it really wasn't.
Yeah.
You actually ignored the refugee stuff instantly, so you clearly didn't know what you're talking about. Did he say he wanted to link to the disease or not, pandemic? Because if they're traveling back in time, they could literally travel back in time into our present and be in a world where it's gripped by a virus. Maybe make it slightly fictional, make it a different virus. Is that interesting? Do you want to see that? It's never been done that way. Even if, yes, Star Trek 4 did actually... They actually went back in time to the year that the movie was released. But once you go past that, we always think it's now in the past. So no one ever watching that movie now thinks they went back to the year the film was out. They always just think, oh, we're back to the 70s or 80s or whatever.
I wouldn't want to see it, I don't think. Just leave it out. Leave that out.
Yeah, I'd be surprised.
Q pops in wearing a mask. So, how's it? Oh, wrong.
I mean, it's certainly easy to film if everyone's actually wearing the appropriate equipment. But
well, all of the cameramen and grips and stuff here are, but the actresses aren't. So, obviously, they've had COVID testing, and they're probably getting tested like constantly to be able to work with.
I've got
together.
to. Yeah.
But damn. Yeah, I don't know. I like the time travel aspect, especially knowing that Q's going to be in it. Like, there's a lot of possibilities there. And I even the knowing that Q's back, you just can imagine the first line that's going to come out of his mouth. He's like, you died, but you're not dead. That's cheating, Jean-Luc, or something like that. Like there's going to be something. So I can see him definitely trying to maybe teach Picard a lesson, or it definitely opens up a lot of possibilities. I did not consider time travel looking at these. I just thought it was just hella lazy production wise, but
I mean, we know Picard isn't known for its extreme attention to detail, but except when it is, but often isn't.
We've complained about seeing modern day things in there that they could have done better. They could have I saw the bus
Discovery shuttles. I mean, just Discovery shuttles, end of discussion.
Yeah. But yeah, I just assumed it was lazy production. They're just gonna do stuff in post later to fix it.
I don't know.
Make it look futuristic.
Because I don't know. I know you're not into production stuff, but you just film that on a soundstage. You would never go to real, because it'd be easier just to build this one segment on a set and put a green screen. You're done. Like, there isn't any reason to do it outside, unless you want the outsideness. This is why the outside of the bus is the most interesting bit, honestly, because that is obviously part of it. It's not a coincidence the bus has a sci-fi theme on it. That's obviously not a coincidence. So it's
new interplanetary something.
Yeah. Now, if they're actually going to our past, they're pretty limited when they can go, unless they start. I mean, they could just re-retcon our past again. Go to like 2026, even though it's meant to be the Third World War. Because that doesn't look very Third World War-esque, and it'd be weird for everybody who's meant to be a new Trek fan if they go back to like 2007. We'll be like, what? Like, new fans won't get that, which means they can't do that either. Even though that's what they should be doing. That's why past is always a tricky thing, like pre-past. But it just feels exactly like the aquarium for George and Gracie. They see something. Maybe they get lost in the past and they have to do something to get back. Maybe they get sent to the past and have to find a way of transmitting into the future. I mean, Seven is a ex-Borg. She knows temporal crap. That's a big part of what she can do. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe she and Raffi get sent back to the past by accident, whatever, and then part of the story is them bonding over that, give them something to do together, and she has to exist with humans like forcibly, and Raffi has to exist with people because she doesn't like people, and they have to find this interplanetarium which has brand new tech for the future. And then there's a hotwire something and send a message into the future, and they get to bring them back. That could be a way.
Well, it looks like the Stark Expo kind of thing, like the new, the future Expo kind of thing. Because I saw the ring ship and I was like, okay, that's a really weird placement for the Picard era, but it makes sense. And you could even reference the ring ship Enterprise, the XCV 330, being built or something.
So smart they would, yeah.
Yeah.
If they're very smart, they would have this be like the proto that, and they say, and next in the line is the X-33 Enterprise, and Tom's like, oh, Enterprise, that's cool, But if Picard's there as well, he's seeing like the earliest Enterprise.
That would be awesome, actually.
Yeah,
that would be really nice, a really nice touchdown.
But that's why it could be a bit of anything. It's not a coincidence. That's flat out not a coincidence.
Tim Davies in the chat though, hey Tim, how's it going? Says, or is it a holodeck? I mean, that can't be ruled out, I guess. But considering that she has no ocular implant, which I guess she can hide in the holodeck.
Easy holodeck, yeah.
But, and Q being involved, I like the time travel aspect. That could definitely work. So,
well, because remember, they also have a habit. All of their holodeck stuff in season 1 was in the chateau. So they were not, I know it was because of Patrick couldn't walk very much, but it wasn't on location. So I would feel more inclined that, like, again, if this was just staying on the bus, they'd stay in a soundstage. So it implies they're doing a walk around, and then the value of walking around with average people isn't so much holodeck versus reality. And you know what I mean? It yeah, especially if you're trying to go for this whole Q time vibe. Maybe like time goes a bit wonky and Picard has to summon Q to help him. That could be kind of fun.
Well,
maybe his friends get lost in the past.
Yeah. You got to think too about her implants. Maybe they've devised a new tech that she doesn't need them anymore. They were removed as well. That's a possibility. Very unlikely, but considering how long she's had them.
Yeah, I would hate that just because we think the same thing though. It's like there's a reason she has them. There's a reason she can't get rid of them, and she's had another 20 years to get rid of them, and she hasn't. So if she gets rid of them, that's just because Jerry didn't want to wear them anymore. That'd be the only reason they're not there. And it's like, well, now you're not.
Bring in Picardo as the doctor. Like, I got a new treatment.
Hey,
and then
that's
next
fine.
time you see her, it's gone.
But it's like, it was insulting enough when Jerry said my favorite time I played 7 was in Picard, and we're like, but that was your least good 7 of 9 ever. So if she then gets rid of the eyepiece, it's like, you just want to be Jerry Ryan, don't you? You don't want to be 7 of 9. Come on, you want to be a violent woman that kills people without the implants, who doesn't have Borg.
Annika Hansen. Which
would be fine if they put it that way, but it's disappointing every time they push away from the character into something different that isn't what we all liked, Yeah.
Well, Gareth Rooney puts in €5. Go back to 2021 and end up rescuing Captain Braxton after 30 years in the past.
Yeah? What? I
mean, there's a lot of possibilities there. Like, there's absolutely tons of things that they've done back in the past that this could be referencing. It would actually be great if it explained the whole Discoverse thing.
Back on that, Stuart, are you?
I really want that to happen. Temporal Cold War and Enterprise could have done it, could have fixed its stuff, but it didn't. So I'm hoping. Matt Boardman, $5. They COVID test the director on the film I'm working on every Monday, so it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be working on any production, I'm sure they're getting tested regularly. So I wouldn't want to be on set without everybody being tested, kind of thing. I wouldn't want to get it. So
again, no, you didn't get it. That was something else. Yes.
Yeah. Kai L. Wong, £5. Are they going to bump into Guinan again in the past? Hope it's not how she gets into the show. Again, if it's done well, but how long was she on Earth? Like, I can't imagine she's, out of all the galaxies she has to explore, she was on Earth that long. Yeah, you met Samuel Clements. Who cares? Mark Twain. That was like 10 years, maybe a year, 2 years. I don't know. Why would she want to be hanging out on Earth? So yeah, I don't want them to meet her in the past necessarily. So.
And if she is thousands of years old, like actually thousands, then the time she spends with Picard is more meaningless. Is one of thousands. I know she has like 20 husbands, but the older you make her, the less meaningful it all is.
He's the only bald man she's known, though.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. I would be more inclined if they did it whereby, and this is a bit convoluted, but I would be okay if they, if what I don't know how you have to like outlaw time travel, which I mean fine, although we know they use it later on, so that's a stupid idea anyway. Like they become time cops later, so you can't do that. But if they have to get Guinan in the present to send a message back to herself in the past, and like have that guy and leave something for Seven, like, because I wouldn't mind if that was a trick Elorians can do, is like send like a feeling back or forward to yourself.
We've seen stuff like that with her before, so
because you're kind of out of sync or too in sync with yourself, and so she like leaves something, so she leaves a note for, and so it's like a, well, we know she was on Earth 200 years earlier, so we'll just tell her to walk to LA from wherever the hell she was, you know. But I'd prefer to just be in the future and just sense things changing, you know, which could be kind of fun actually if Picard, maybe we start in Picard and we actually start Picard with the timeline being changed, and Guinan's like, Picard, oh, wouldn't that be fun? He's not an android because they changed the timeline. That'd be a fun way out of it.
Yeah.
They have to change it back. So at the end of the season, he is an android again, but we don't care again because it's irrelevant.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be her and him sitting on the front lawn of the chateau, just like Discovery shuttle's gonna go, and she's gonna be like, "The hell? Something doesn't feel right. We gotta look into this."
Yeah.
Let's see. Fairhaven though, $5. Thank you so much, Captain. This is Brad Weekland. Did you get my email that my other account is not letting anyone see my chats or send super chats? No, I haven't. Did you send it to Trekyards? And when? Sorry about that. Don't know.
Although Designer Core has a great comment about how holodeck characters don't actually notice even uniforms sometimes. So yeah, the implant wouldn't work in a holodeck if it was her program.
Yeah, you can have the characters either react to what you're wearing or not. It's objective mode and whatever. There's different settings.
So again, that'd just be because Jerry doesn't want to wear it. But I feel like she would feel obligated to, because it's the one thing that differentiates her. You know? Like, it's really important. And it was also easier with the new makeup this time. Because she hasn't got anything on her hand either. Like, she's totally unsevered. But again, if she's in the past, you would need to hide that. You'd need to. Which is good.
Mm-hmm.
And they've obviously got
not necessarily a hand thing. Like, it could be one of like a brace or something, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it'd be the fun. I would play that off if that was me, as them like Raffi giving her a little mobile. It's like an anti-mobile emitter. It like creates a little holographic around you, and it like tracks it, and then she like holds up her hand and goes. She's like, cool. Or even she may have that actually to blend in. Actually, wouldn't that be interesting if she actually has a device on her where she can hide her Borg implants at will, because some planets don't like Borg so much they like try and kill them. That'd be even simpler, because yes, it's hiding who you are, but why go to a planet that hates Borg if you have to do work? Just hide who you are. It's fine. Be who you are.
It's just
in the inside. You don't need to be the Borg outside. So why wouldn't she have that already, like part of her kit?
It's just standard Fennec Ranger gear, because they're special ops. They have to blend in.
Well, yeah, which would be fine, and that'd be, like I said, be a fun payoff to see everything like disappear on her skin as part of the story, and then she happens to be like, well, thank God, back in time, and then maybe that device is one of the keys to her them getting back into the future, and then it means she has to be like, oh no, they've got tech on their faces, and if you link this in properly to canon, whereby being like during the Third World War or one of those like time periods. Maybe they could add that they have an aversion to technology, and so Seven being like tech on her face is like even more enemy number one, you know.
Andrew Parent, $5. Something along the lines of All Good Things, where it's half time travel and half Q's invented reality could be another possibility. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. That's the thing. Q really stirs things up as far as that goes, and makes a lot of things possible. So. Yeah.
But All Good Things was an extremely specific incident. And it does devalue, like, when you... like it's hard to when they are the fake Q realities, they aren't worth as much because they aren't real. But they're basically a holodeck without a holodeck, aren't they? You know, All Good Things isn't about him actually living in his pasts. It's about us seeing the pasts and then working with himself. It's not actually about those time periods because none of them really existed or did exist or didn't exist. You know, it's all Q worked out to let him do these micro universes. As he argued, you know, Troy in the present didn't remember Troy in the past having Picard say red alerts. They're not really the past. It's an alternate past. It's a, you know, sub-universe, whatever. You know, Q magic. But I'd like the simplicity of just having to go into the past or being flung into the past. Although putting these two together definitely feels as if they're going to push that LGBT, you know, angle very hard. Even if it's a subtlety of like, well, they're just together now, but like they are now an item, end of story, moving on. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't think we ever saw the chemistry of them as characters. It's what they saw on set that they responded to and made them do the handhold. There wasn't
enough time.
Yeah, sure.
For them together, and the handhold thing was just at the end there. So
yeah, so it was more. You know, it's just like when we hear actors say, "Oh, I love working with him," and we're like, You say 2 words. So, yeah, because I talked to him for 7 hours every day on set around the lines. Like, you know the person, don't know the character, which is fine. Just, you know, yeah.
And Chris Quillam says, "Just treat each Star Trek as its own thing and enjoy. All this canon crap is getting on my tits. It's not Star Wars. TOS is old and so dated. Let's just enjoy Trek. New peeps love the new." What a comment, Chris. I don't even know if I want to touch it.
Without canon, there is no show. There is no stakes. And there is no reason to exist without the canon and universe. Respect it. Or don't.
Moving on. Kyle Wong, 5 pounds. Maybe she is hiding her Borg tech because the Borg tech is being hunted by bounty hunters.
Ooh, time traveling bounty hunters could be fun.
Yeah?
That would be an unusual take.
Yeah. I mean, because she's just a Fennec Ranger, she's just somebody off as well. Like,
yeah,
we don't know what the Fennec Rangers do necessarily.
No. I mean, I only know what their ship looks like because of Eagle Moss.
But I can call one because I got the little call-y thing right here by my desk all the time, just in case I need to call.
But let me throw this then to you. How would you feel? What would you want if this was not Earth? If this was just as Trek has done often in the past, more of a retro look. What if this is another planet that is at this point in their evolution? How would that be? And so this is their space program on a bus.
Like parallel, whatever that they call it in TOS, parallel.
Blood and circuses. They made Romans. These guys got to buses. Because then it's a Fennec Ranger mission. Would be the payoff to what I was implying there. What do you think?
Don't like.
Aw. Why? Give me some.
Yeah, 1 out of 10 would not recommend. I don't know. It would also be good in a way though because it would tie it in with like TOS because we see all the Earth-like stuff in TOS, and then they did that a little bit in Enterprise with like the Wild West town and stuff. Like they had that like closer to Earth. Things are like that. I don't want it. No. I say no.
That is fair.
Why is it in English? Why is the words written in English then?
Stuart, you know the answer to that.
Because I'm wearing my Universal Translator glasses?
Because the Universal Translator also affects your eyes. Somehow. No,
Sweet.
that's yeah.
No, I don't know if I'd like that very much. I do like the idea of the Q time travel thing. Even a holodeck would be fine.
Well, again, holodeck takes away the stakes a lot. Not necessarily a bad thing, just the now, because Picard season 1 was very limited. Like every time they went to a new location, except the first episode where they're obviously setting stuff up, it meant something quite strong. And a holodeck, by definition, doesn't have that same impact. thematically, unless she's locked in a holodeck or running through a holodeck, whatever. And so just her on a bus in a holodeck feels kind of hollow. Even if it's like 7 of 9 or Raffi like needs to go around. Oh, hollow. Ah, boo, boo.
I wonder if there's going to be Kirk Thatcher on the bus with the punk with the ghetto blaster,
Yeah.
sitting across from them,
just looking much older. Yeah, and with like classical jazz now. Like, shut up! Look, my taste improved. God damn it. But I can imagine. I mean, the only way I can make that work would be like if Raffi. This is how she calms down now that she's on the Arena or whatever. She like likes to travel on a bus, and we're like, sure, you like to go on and like Picard, is it any more silly than Tom Paris working on a holographic car and a holographic garage? Well, no, yes, I don't know. So yes, this would be fun, but it doesn't add like it's not a deepness that I'm. Whereas time travel and that's a whole deep thing.
Yeah. Well, see, and I honestly thought it was going to be post-production stuff cleaning this up. Like, yes, they're on a bus. There's going to be people. There's stuff going by, but you can see them getting on like a hover type thing. They're going to change it, and then see it lift up a little bit, and then you see the stuff flying by the window. That's what I thought. That's where my mind went when I saw this.
You just do it on a set. It's just easier.
I didn't think time travel. I know, but I didn't think time travel, and I didn't notice the ocular the thing missing. It didn't even register. So maybe this is just them on their way to the set and they're interviewing them for the behind the scenes.
I love that, but no. Let's rent out the entire bus just so we can do behind the scenes.
And the best place to do an interview too. You hear the bus.
Next stop, spoiler Avenue.
Ding.
But I mean, just intrigued by it. I'm really intrigued by it. Because Raffi didn't have much of a part last season, but as all the people, once she got off her drug story arc, which was bad, she had more characterization. So, they're going to be like discover a reset of the characters, and so them being paired together, them on a mission, Seven just being, or maybe you're right. Maybe for some reason the universe almost getting destroyed, it's going to make her want to re-find Annika, actually give her a real storyline. Because I'm sure most people respond negatively to her mass murdering for Jazzle. Maybe that'll be, in which case she's choosing to turn that on again. Maybe she turned that on for years and then decided to turn it off, say, F it, I'm now a Borg, and then she's like, now I want to be human again. Which would be okay, but we haven't even confirmed she's in much of the season. But it's like, if you've already got her signed on, she's a fan, well, she was a fan favourite, keep her signed on. It's like Brent. I mean, Brent's coming back. Yeah, keep him signed on. Keep him on contract, He's locked in now, and you saw how much they changed Patrick Stewart's appearance in the show after they pitched to him versus him then dying all of a sudden they didn't know about. Like, once they signed the contracts, they can keep changing their storylines,
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Put in the chat right now. Is this actual full grade legitimate time travel? Yes, time travel, or no time travel? Throw me.
No. Love all the stuff strapped to the bus too. They got stuff on the roof as well.
Do they?
Designer core, $5. All I want is someone playing music way too loud on the bus, and 709 does the Vulcan nerve pinch, and everybody claps.
Yeah. Or the Borg punch to the face.
No, just the little tubes.
Oh my god! Oh,
that'd be great.
Silence.
Take that.
That's good. I like that. Yeah.
Jeff Jacobs, $2, just passing through, but when I see 100 I pay. Yeah, 100 likes, which is great, guys. We have 168 of you here though, which means we should hit at least 125. I think we can hit 150 though. So if you haven't hit that like button, please give it a click. We'd appreciate it.
And let us know in the comments, yes or no time travel. I have 2 great comments from ER Mixon's Craziest Theories. They are pretty crazy. I like them both actually. The ad on the ad on the side of the bus suggests a time period sometime after first contact. Do you think there's a chance that Alfrey would Rebecca's Lily as a surprise bring her back?
I mean, it's a possibility, obviously, but I was never a fan of Lily personally.
Me either, but
that'd be kind of neat. That'd be kind of neat.
She'd be a radically different person if she was back.
Yeah.
Like, radically different. Although placing that in the although you couldn't do younger Lily. What am I saying? Well, I guess you could CG, but that would make this post warp combat contact. You never think of having buses post warp because most of the planet was destroyed.
But they got Discovery shuttles in Picard time, so the buses last like the shuttles do. And it's
yeah,
cool.
but that was the Third World War.
If it's an older Lily, they need to contact somebody that knows about the future. She does.
Yeah.
And Zefram Cochrane's giving his speeches about warp drive and stuff like he was doing in his old age. So that would all work if they needed to get in touch with somebody that could. They could at least say, "Hey, we're from the future." Also, by the way, so I don't know. That's a possibility.
Kind of like what they did with the comedian in Voyager. She was a fan of like sci-fi stuff and.
Oh, Sarah Silverman. Yeah.
No, that's actually conceptually a good idea, and it's certainly an unusual callback. Although I'm sure Patrick would like the idea. But like I said, she'd be a very different character because she was a young-ish. And now she's the world has been totally changed by everything. Although that would mean we get to see a post warp world, but like how that changes, how it unifies. Which to be fair, would be if they do it properly and well, would be a lovely message for. Like the now time, showing that yes, the world did come back together, because that was the event that brought everyone back together. Or he started the healing of the world.
Yeah.
And Seven would certainly know about that. Like she knew about the Cochrane thing. I know they mentioned it in Voyager, so she would know all this stuff.
Yeah. Dystopian guy says that's the ion drive ring ship that had already been to Vega in first contact before World War III. I could see this being pre-World War III with the bus.
Yeah, yeah. That was just assuming Lily was in it. Yeah. It could be, although it doesn't.
Jeff, Sergeant Montgomery, $5. Seven's outfit looks similar to Picard's in the other leaked photos, with him standing outside a building with modified Starfleet flags and modified Delta. I didn't see the flags or the Delta.
That's the new one I found as well. Yeah. But the other great comment I had as E.R. Mixon's again says Brent should come back as Lore.
Yeah, I saw that comment. Yes, why not? Or B4.
Well, no, he was in the drawer. B4 was in the drawer.
Oh, that's right. B4 in a drawer. I forgot. Forgot all about that.
And I would actually be absolutely fine with Lore. Maybe was reactivated at some point because I don't mention him. Maybe on purpose, maybe not on purpose. So maybe he did escape one. He was reactivated. He killed the guy, escaped, and then he let himself age because F it, why not? And they just make him look like a. Because that would be fun. Because I know he's back. They've always said Brent's back as the scientist guy, but that'd be a nice reveal to have him back as Lore. So he gets to play still two versions of himself again. That would be great. That would be very natural. And I can imagine, honestly, I don't know how the hell you would make this make sense, but Lore might be like, "Oh, I sense Data finally died, and now I'm coming for you, Picard." Like, not necessarily a kill you way, just like, I want to talk to you because you saw Data for the last time. Or the opposite, maybe Picard finds Lore.
Data died, but they still find a way to reconstitute
His Cotra's in Picard.
Lore. Yeah, put him back in Lore, and then Data comes back at the end.
Wait, is he Lore reloaded?
Oh, no, it would be Data uploaded or something. But yeah, that's good. Love you, Lore.
And that's actually, I think Lore would be really a good choice, actually, especially as Lore is the mischievous guy. So if you want to, maybe he's like got old, allowing himself to age, having fun with it. And maybe he time travel isn't that hard to do in several ways. And we know that by Endgame, a Klingon guy just invents it. Just a Klingon scientist. So there is definitely ways of doing it that you can retcon back in. And so Lore going back in time onto Earth. And what if Lore does go back in time even earlier and then ages because he's trying to blend in with humans? That'd be fun. That explains another version of Brent. And you can do makeup to make yourself look a bit younger. If he has darker hair and whatever. That's not going to happen. But that would be fun. I would support that.
Yeah, I'd be down for that too. All right, guys, 118 likes. Nice. I called for 125.
Oh.
We have 180 people here. 180 people, we can hit 150 likes. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit it and contribute. If you have anything you want to say or thoughts about this, let us know. I'm looking forward to seeing these pictures of Patrick Stewart with the flags, though. I haven't seen that yet. Because the UFP flags definitely kind of set some kind of dates.
Yeah, let me bring up the one we both have seen, because that's the informative one for Picard, and then we'll jump into the other one. So it's good we get to talk about them both. I'm glad I should find them, because they weren't reported very much. I was kind of surprised. I was almost thinking CBS might have tried to like suppress them, but there's still videos talking about them, so they weren't. But I guess you've got to be like really on the ball. But I mean, we find things quite interesting. And just to make sure we credit this picture to the guy that took them, because that's a nice thing to do. Let me just find it again. Where is it? They were taken.
Hit the like button, guys.
Yeah, they were taken by. Scroll.
A person.
Or have they now been taken down? Ooh.
The pictures have been taken down?
No, I'm saying or have they? Because I'm scrolling and I can't. Ooh. Okay, there they are. Good. Okay, so Mark Kavanagh. Taken by Mark Kavanagh. And these pictures are from Trek Central, who themselves got them from TrekCulture, who noticed them.
All right, and in the side of the bus, I just noticed it says the Europa mission, or Euroi something mission, and it says to boldly go underneath it.
Oh, yeah. See, that tells you it's definitely like it's totally not an accident.
Yeah.
Oh, now that's fun. I like that.
Euroi? It looks like EURORI.
I would say Europa. I think that's Europa.
I would say too, but it doesn't quite look like it could be Europa. Huh.
So yeah, I mean, it's got to be something to do with that. It's got to be something. They went back in time. Maybe it's like the first Mars landing, the first Jupiter landing. You know, well, what's Europa? Isn't Europa a Jupiter moon?
Yeah, it is.
So maybe it's the first Jupiter mission, which we've never seen before. That'd be kind of cool.
They find a monolith.
And that's how they get warped. Dun dun dun! Double reveal. We wreck on everything.
But it does say to boldly go underneath.
No, that's great. That's great. Nice.
Damn. AC Costello, $2, just saying hiya to everybody in the best live chat. Aw, thank you, AC Costello. Good to see you. Hi to you as well.
Although Hollis says if Star Trek conformed to all the fans' expectations, it would be boring. Disagree. That's a weird perspective.
Yes. I absolutely disagree as well.
Excellent. Well, let's jump in then to the first of the original older leaks. This is the one that we've all seen already. That's the wrong picture. One we've all seen already. And this is, as you can see, a picture of Patrick Stewart on a location with Android Guy in a very Romulan-looking outfit with potentially Romulan ears. It's hard to see because it's been zoomed in so his face doesn't even look right, but it's...
Can you send me the pictures too, if that's okay?
Second in command's work is never done, you know? Like...
I need my briefing. I need my facts in front of me so I can make informed decisions, Commander.
Well, just don't look at the other one first. I want to hear your first reaction when I pull up on the screen. That's hard to do, but just don't look at the flag one. Because I've not looked at it, I've just... Alright. But this was a good one because it tells you so much. A, he's out doing stuff. He's not just sitting in a soundstage, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
We all like the android. I think he was for all the murder he did. He was a very good casting, and the fact that he kept the old Data vibe was good. But it's weird, you know? It's weird. And why is Picard in such a distinctly Romulan or alternate timeline uniform? You know? And we'll jump into the picture in a minute. What do you guys think?
How'd you send them?
Same way I always do.
I found them. No, because sometimes you say Facebook, other times
very
Skype
rarely.
chat. I know, but hey. This guy. This is what I have to deal with on the daily, practically, guys.
Deal with? Tish push.
I mean,
Tish push.
Endure? Is that better?
I
I don't
mean,
think that's better.
arguably yes, but no.
Dun, dun, dun.
And this is the ND podcast. I'm just going to zoom in, but there you go. And Daddy podcast. There you go. Oh. It's too far this way. There we go. I mean, we'll look at the picture in a second, but I mean, Romulan-esque, so he's dealing with Romulans more. Maybe he's like, fellow android. I mean, maybe he's going to fight for android rights now because he's an android as well. Or maybe maybe he's asking for android friend, like an android confidant, and so he gets one of those guys because now
No, I totally agree with you. He's fighting for android rights because that's Fate, one of the Fate robots.
Although he hasn't got a tattoo, so he's another version. He's not one of the minor ones.
Yeah. Same model though.
Yes.
But yeah, I could absolutely see him now that he's fighting for synthetic, which he did already in Measure of a Man. It's perfectly within character, and considering that he is now one himself.
And he just said goodbye to his friend.
And I could see that'd be a perfect build up to the Q thing. Like this starts out with the trial for the rights of the synthetics. And just as the verdict's going to come in, Q shows up as the judge and goes, "Mon capitaine." There's so much possibilities there for like you're cheating. You're cheating. It's not how the trial's supposed to end.
And could you imagine if like the first shot, like with season 1 was the D, so it starts with Picard in a very smart, maybe a current uniform, so he's in uniform, giving a speech because he's very good at speeches, and we didn't have enough of those in season 1. And then as we turn, we see part of the dais with the judges, and you see a red glove, and it goes up him, and it's not Q, and like, it's not Q, just like not killing Spock when they killed Spock.
Yeah.
And then he comes in later, but it's like, oh my god, everything's a courtroom. Oh my god, no, it's not. It's just a guy with a red glove. That's weird.
That's great.
But yeah, I mean, it would certainly be a logical plot. But then they've said they're going to ignore his androidness. But they've given themselves a massive, massive, massive plot thing, just like with the androids that are going to come and destroy our galaxy. It's like, you can't just ignore that. You've said a massive, massive thing.
Well, we know that he's an android. The crew knows he's an android, but no one else needs to know. Because why bother? Why let them? Hey, I'm in an android body that's like exactly like my old human body. Just say you're Picard. Like, you don't need to let everyone know. So, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
But as soon as you're scanned, you can be transported. You can be scanned.
But that's the thing. The golem was so advanced that it scans as human. Right?
Well, at least at the preliminary. Yeah. But you'd think if you go like Starfleet Command, they'd have the highest end scanners. Like, it'll still limit you from doing some things. Although I love Corios's idea. A Romulan dressed Picard, or is it a grown-up Shinzon who succeeded in Nemesis? Alternate universe.
That's interesting.
I like that. That's fun. It's weird. It's really weird. But it's fun.
I hate the uniform. It's way too military. It's way too...
But if he was going onto a Romulan planet and, maybe he's like, I got to dress for the part. Or he's,
maybe, yeah.
Or he's blending in... Because it is almost like a little pointed. Like, almost. Just a little bit. So maybe he's blending as a Romulan to try and do a mission, Not everyone knows who Picard is.
Possibly. Sergeant Montgomery, $2.
Hey.
The lithium was found on one of the moons of Jupiter.
I think I remember that, yes. That'd be nice. Yeah. That'd be fun.
Fairhaven, $5. I sent the email to Trekyard. Well, if you spelt it that way, we definitely didn't get it. .com. On Captain Foley page, I sent it right after the last live chat. This only started during the last live chat. It's nothing we can do. If it's a YouTube thing, you can't super chat. That's nothing we can really do about it. But yeah, and if you spelled Trekyards like that, we definitely didn't get the email. I don't remember seeing an email come in about that. So, and we both checked the email for Trekyards. So, try it again. Spell Trekyards right, and that might work. But there's nothing we can do if it's a YouTube thing with no sending super chats, unfortunately.
Hey, PayPal. Trekyards@hotmail.com. And let us know. Just put the word PayPal, and we'll go in. You can
just spell that Trekyards@hotmail.com right as well.
Yes, and then you can put an even longer comment. It's great. Yeah. But Stuart, let's... Oh, no.
Speaking of 184 people here, 141 likes. We're almost at that 150 sweet spot. So hit that. Beautiful. 9 more people. Hit that like button if you haven't. Let's get there. And Eric Martin, $5.
Eric!
Better hide your off-switch card or they'll stop you mid-speech.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kyle Wong, £5. Looks like he's on the steps of Comic-Con.
It does a bit. It does a bit. In
costume. It does.
And there's two good comments here. Alternate reality, which would more be Q showing him an Earth that could have been, or a reality that could have been. I'm interested in that. I could do that. And Daniel says, if Robo Picard has the same masking tech as their mum, he can beat a routine scan as she had. Except, obviously, scanning tech gets more advanced, and they were anti androids, so you assume the scanning tech would be far more sensitive, because remember, they killed loads of people at Mars. So it depends which gets more advanced at which point. You know, it's like bulletproof armor versus bullets. Yeah. Well, the first thing to outdo the other one is just who got there first, etc. But yeah, possibly.
And Darth Maul makes an interesting comment. Lily is an ancestor of Raffi. That would be a great tie-in.
Ooh.
That would be fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. And then having Raffi meet Lily in the past, because she can say, "I knew my great grandmother believed in all this sci-fi shit,"
and even though Raffi doesn't necessarily have to say who she is or whatever, but Lily mentions the importance of family and grandchildren, and then Raffi's going to think, "Oh, my son," and remember that whole subplot, her son and the daughter, and she was trying to make amends. Yes, I know, but could tie in somehow. Maybe I'm grasping at straws.
I mean, that was just to give her something. It was drugs and that to redeem her, and then they ignored both. Whatever. But Stuart, the new picture that I've only barely seen, which I feel excited
I haven't even seen yet, so
is this thing.
Gotta scroll through.
And again, and Daddy podcast.
Oh, holy shit!
Now this I hadn't seen, and it was also shared by TrekCulture, but there is still Federation-esque logo, so we can still be sure it is a Star Trek. It is the same.
This to me says alternate reality. This to me says like a Terran Empire kind of thing. Q created universe. I don't know, but the Delta and the UFP symbol being so different definitely says alternate reality to me. So I would not be surprised if this was indeed an alternate reality, because look at that, and plus the uniforms, it's very much more militaristic. So, oh my god, this is fantastic. I haven't seen this yet. So
that said, that Starfleet Delta isn't. That's the TOS looking like wreath thing. There's only one star, implying only one planet, and that is definitely not a Delta. That's a proto-Delta. So I would be more inclined to think this is maybe a Third World War like faction logo, or post Third World War. So they're back in the past. We know they were kind of militaristically aggressive, but it still has like an element of where everyone went, because it was the government that turned into it. So maybe this is them in the past, and we see this kind of dystopian version of Earth, but it's sort of very literal. I mean, I say it like alternate reality, but there's nothing futuristic about this stuff. This is very easily Earth pre-TOS. Even how all the stars are arranged, it's very TOS, just earlier.
Yeah, Neil Henderson says it looks Nazi, and it does.
Oh god,
look very Nazi. Now, do we know where this was taken? Like,
no, I don't know. Let me see if they say, but obviously the person would know where they took it. But let me check.
Just looking, because the architecture on the building is quite interesting.
But yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Yeah, and the amount of flags also, and just the harsh red and black, it just feels,
distinct.
Like Nazi. Yeah. Jeff Jacobs, $2. Nice, got our 150.
Yeah.
I was still here. Hashtag make Jeff pay. Thank you, Jeff. Glad you're still here. Q leaps them into their ancestors' bodies.
Well, that's interesting. That could be fun, actually.
And we see them as their characters are supposed to be, but everybody else sees them as...
Well, that's what they did for Tapestry.
Yeah.
And that could actually be kind of fun. Raffi's in Lily's body. Seven's in Annika's, Hanson's mum's body. And Patrick is in you know, third back Jean-Luc, and has to speak with more French accent because he's in his grandfather's body. Just to give some little context, the Andy podcast who shared the first picture with Picard and the android said, "We were in California for a family wedding the last couple of days. While out and about in DTLA, we might have just come across the most excellent human being, Sir Patrick Stewart himself. We were to watch while the cameras actually rolled. Pretty dope." And then the new picture, this bigger picture, was, "We've neglected posting the other shot we've got," which is why we didn't see it straight away. "We've neglected posting the other shot we got by the Disney concert hall."
Okay, because I see SNEY on the side there. I was wondering if that was Disney or what that
or if
was
it was
spelling.
in post. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I assume that was like branding, but yeah. And he says, he's able to see, but he's there at the base of the stairs with his stunt double. Oh, okay, maybe.
Yeah, it looks like Patrick Stewart taking a step up with the bald
Yep.
head, and then somebody else behind him.
So, which makes sense. He can't run necessarily, so there's an action scene or something. So I'm gonna pop out for a second. And although ATOZ, do you guys really like the direction of the way Star Trek's been going? No, but they're slowly altering things better. Maybe. Low Decks was great. Right, back in a minute. Stuart, see what people think. And I want to know when I come back. I want to see 180 likes. I'm gonna be ambitious. 180. And I want to know some sort of. Do you guys think it's alternate reality, timeline, universe? Like, have some sort of consensus while I'm away.
Yeah, I was gonna ask them that. So yeah, put alternate, time travel. Let us know your thoughts in one or well, 2 or 3 words at the least in the chat, so that we can get a kind of consensus vibe of what you guys are thinking. And 179 of you here, 156 likes. I think 180 might be pushing it, but I think we can probably hit 170. 170. Hit that like button if you haven't. Mebnell, son of Korlak, throws in $2 and says, "I made it." Well, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Sergeant Montgomery. Now it makes more sense. Now it makes sense. Disney Trek universe. All right, so yeah, blast the chat with what you guys think it is. Is it a Q reality? Is it a real reality? Another, just a different time period? Both? Mixon's craziest theories. Maybe this is an alternate timeline in which Romulans won the first war. Ooh, that's very interesting. That'll jazz Samuel up when he gets back. I'll have to let him know that one. Alternate timeline, mirror universe. Disney took over Starfleet. Alternate mirror, alternate. I think it's an alternate from that picture, but time travel from the bus one. So maybe it's going to include a bit of both. Yeah, I think it will. But Romulan Federation Alliance. Alternative timeline where it was the Romulans that Earth had contact with, not the Vulcans. Ooh, that's interesting. Q altered timeline. I think it's a Q altered timeline myself, personally. I agree with you there, Daniel. No sword equals no mirror universe, in my opinion. Flashback dream by Q. Q shenanigans, alternate timeline, alternate black and red. It's Judge timeline. Judge Q timeline confirmed. Yeah. It's another, Oliver says, older version of Shinzon. Okay, well, there's some interesting stuff there, for sure, but yeah, 162 likes, by the way, guys. Can we hit 170? That's 8 more likes. I'm sure 8 people out there haven't hit like yet. Please consider doing so. No, it's interesting. I literally hadn't seen these pictures until today. I saw the one of Picard on the stairs, just kind of scrolling through something. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Didn't really pay it too much mind. And I saw the bus one, and I'm like, whatever, lazy production. But these are really interesting to see. and discuss like live with you guys, because I love working out the little things. So yeah, that's fantastic. Hey, look, he's back. I can't hear you.
Only 12 more likes needed. That's it.
Right.
That's
right.
it. That's so few.
There's some good theories while you were gone.
Oh.
Maybe this is an alternate timeline in which the Romulans won the first war.
That's pretty radical.
Alternate timeline where it was the Romulans, that Earth had first contact with, not the Vulcans.
Okay.
And a lot of consensus is a Q alternate reality, which I tend to agree with. That's kind of my thinking there. So,
I mean, you tend to film roughly in order, like very, very roughly. So that certainly implies this is early in the season, as if they see a difference. I mean, this could be a one-day shoot to get one scene, you know. It could be as limited as that. So there's no reason to think it's necessarily, like, you know, going to be harped on with.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go back to the courtroom to find what the courtroom colours were and how that looked, because that might be a hint. I mean, it all could be a hint. I mean, that's the whole point. It's like, it's a you know.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that she did it practically. You know, that's a decent looking little sort of half set.
Yeah.
So the judge room has a eagle, a Nazi looking eagle which is black on a red.
Where's this?
No, I'm saying the original judge throne.
Oh.
That's why I said the courtroom has. So it is
Gotcha,
red and black, but it's obviously not that. It's something more specific. But I don't know. They haven't done alternate realities yet, except the Discoveryverse. So they haven't yet gone to that, but it's so distinct. But if they want to have humans as an allegory for darkness, to something to overcome, it would be interesting to go back even to around the same time as the warp flight, because it would be interesting if they did go back in time to the same week Zephyr Cochrane's warp drive happened, and then maybe there's a reason why, you know, because the Borg used their device to there's a time, there's still time particles in that part of the timeline, so they can still use that to go. Maybe it would be a fun example. But what's happening at another part of the Earth, you know? So wouldn't that be kind of funny if they cut to a shot? Because we've seen in the other season of Picard where they show stuff from First Contact, Insurrection, whatever, in the nightmare sequence, whatever. So wouldn't it be fun if they have, like, this takes place during their scenes in First Contact, so we actually cut to the Enterprise E in orbit with shots from First Contact, while Picard is on the other side of the planet, old Picard, dealing with a situation with the current, you know, bad party of the planet. Kind of fun. Because they're in Montana doing their own thing. Like, there's other people, other places.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It'd be kind of fun to have two Picards in the same. And then you could have CG young Picard on the E, on a green screen thing, like, doing something else. I don't know how you would, but, you know, you could actually have fun with that.
That's interesting. That's interesting. It is. I think this does speak volumes, though. The fact that there is one star specifically highlighted on that, and then it almost seems like the star is translated over to the delta as well.
Yep.
Like, so.
Well, it reminds me more of a Earth. Wait, because if it's pre Star Trek, it's some kind of Star Trek, then it can't be a delta and it can't be the same thing, but it can be evolves into, and that for me is a perfectly valid proto mega ultra delta. You know. Yeah. Perfectly valid.
And Neil Henderson, I think you're giving New Trek too much credit. Yes, we tend to do that quite often, but we're very hopeful that they'll be paying attention and maybe get a clue. Mabnell, son of Korlak, $5. Alternate future where the Bell riots never occurred and the sanctuary districts were never disbanded. They are teasing Cisco after all. They're not going to bring back Cisco.
They're teasing Cisco? When are they teasing Cisco?
There's so much storytelling promises there, but I don't think it's ever going to happen, unfortunately. Yeah, let us know. Fleet Paw, where they're teasing Cisco. Matt Boardman, $5. These signs have a very BSG vibe to me. So say we all. I mean, engage. Damn. If not a Romulan alternate reality timeline, a Pattern of Force type episode, courtesy of Q. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
I just don't know. As soon as you go alternate reality, either it's a real alternate reality, in which case you can be worried about their reality, in which case you're like, it doesn't even need to feel like Star Trek, because those don't, like, they could be parody, you know? Almost could be a parody, could be an Orville, whatever. But the android's there, which changes that a little bit. I wish we saw like a uniform, like a normal uniform there, or a dark Starfleet, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe like a TOS uniform, but now it's militarized, like properly militarized, whatever.
Tertiary adjunct says sanctuary districts go up in October in LA. Yep, they're scheduled for October this year, I guess. T. Louise Allen, could it be the Romulan Senate? No. No.
Romulans have green colors because I'm.
Oh, Michael Anderson is right. Teasing Cisco equals the broken tablet from DS9, shown in the season 2 trailer, which we kind of touched on a little bit when we talked about that, because it is the tablet or the whatever of the prophet.
Wraiths.
Yeah, the Paul Wraiths. Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's teasing Bejor, not Cisco. I would say, but
I would love them to bring Cisco into it, but
he's been retired for a long time.
Yeah, I know.
And have to be on a lot of drugs to stay stable enough to do a scene.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, so is Patrick probably, just like the health drugs, not the mental drugs.
Yeah. Cornelius Iron, $5. This is the Starfleet from yesterday's Enterprise, the result of Picard not sending Tasha Yar back. No.
No, that timeline was only different at a certain point. It was the same until the Klingons attacked and were a full force, and then we became more militaristic to counter them. Everything else was the same, or at least close enough to be not different. But the fact there's nothing distinct Starfleet about it, but I did recently do some logos, and I know that's the TOS-esque logo with how the leaf, it's maybe like a leaf thing at the bottom looks. That's very much TOS style. But one star. Well, yeah. Although since we've already seen the bus, you know, Europa. This is their maybe one faction on Earth at the time think spaceflight is about conquering, and one thinks spaceflight is about exploration. You know, but like, do you really want to? You know, Star Trek 4 was so specific because we loved the characters. Seeing Raffi in the past gives me no goosebumps. It's like, I don't care about the character. The past is fun by the characterization of the character. Even 7 now, I don't care as much. They've hurt the character. You know what I mean? Like, so them being in the past as the gimmick, it's like, okay, it's not quite as Star Trek as I'd like, because it's not as meaningful without the good characters. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. It definitely feels like a Q altered timeline to me. Something a lot darker to put Picard through. So that's the vibe I'm getting. I don't think it's a mirror universe. I don't want them to go to the mirror universe.
No, it's not mirror.
But I think it's just if things had happened slightly differently, this is where we'd be.
What does that teach him, though?
I don't know. See, that's the thing.
And is he trying to really teach him anything or show him something? Because there is a difference. You can passively teach and you can actively teach. Because if there's more people in this, like, why is the android there? He's not trying to teach the android. Oh, sorry. There's 2 androids there.
Yeah.
Although maybe if you want to say it is very much a Q, you know, if you know, him in his courtroom, be interesting to actually put Picard in a real one of those courtrooms, and this is the outside of one of their real courtroom buildings, and he's been put into one of the uniforms of like one of the higher ups of that corrupt government. Don't know why. Don't know why you planned that. I don't know. Mabnel, son of Korlak. A European hegemony was mentioned, or the econ. Yeah, is it the econ? I mean, maybe. I don't know. It just seems a little bit too Federation-y to be fully negative. Like, yeah.
Well, no, it's yeah. The symbology is just too. I think that would be too early for this kind of look. I don't know. I could be way off base with that, but Sergeant Montgomery, $2. Could it be a future Federation of Vidrash?
Nah.
Vidrash.
No.
Vidrash. I can't even say that.
They're ignoring all that stuff, guys. Don't even think. There'll be Discovery Season 8 before we see that bullshit.
You say that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't believe that.
I don't think they're not going to show it at all. They're just not going to. I don't think that's why I say Season 8. But it's great because obviously you came in with like, oh, so just a bus. I'm like, time travel! And that's why I was more excited than you were. Because like, there's actually a lot to talk about potentially. And we have, obviously, for an hour. An hour and 17
I just,
minutes.
the look on your face when I was saying what it was, and you're like, are you stupid? Yeah, it's exactly what I was thinking.
Which is great, which is wonderful to see your like, ooh, face. It's
The
great.
realization, oh, this could be time travel, yeah. And yeah, with Q, I mean, anything's possible. So there's so many opportunities to...
Well, and in fact, if you want to be very clinical about it, out of all the Q appearances, how many have involved time travel? Is that a more often than not phenomenon with him?
Well, we did All Good Things, obviously.
All Good Things.
Tapestry.
Well,
that's alternate reality, though.
But it's still the storytelling conceit of time travel.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Well, you could say Cupid as well then, because they go back to, even though it's fictional.
You could you could. So you use the element of fictional time travel. You've got to include the judge, the courtroom, because that was to tell Picard something via the past. So that's 3, and then therefore All Good Things twice. In Voyager, he brought people from the past in. That's time travel. To tell to make a point. Q they show, well, it's not, that's the furthest, but they did show the Q continuum as a medieval world war, as an old worldy world when they were fighting with muskets, which isn't quite the same, but it's still a essence of he likes to play in temporal fun.
He took Katie to the Civil War.
Yeah, it was the Q Civil War. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Anything else? When he was with the Sun, he didn't. When he was with, obviously, the best John Delancey one is the he goes human for a bit. There's no time travel in that. The Borg, obviously, but universe travel, but not time travel. But there is still, I would think, over half of his appearances involve some form of temporal jiggery pokery.
Jiggery pokery.
Although not in DS9, that was very normal.
Yeah.
And obviously not on lower decks or anything. Which is good. I mean, so yeah, half.
And see that, just going to that for a second, him being on lower decks, animated style, and then being in Picard season 2 gives me hope that just because Worf is back as a goddamn game thing doesn't mean he's not going to show up in Picard, or because that's a possibility. Just saying. Sorry, I wanted to throw that in there while I was thinking about it.
Yeah, and although it's slightly not the same thing, although it speaks to his ability his want to do time, where he makes Riker a Q and they fight pig monsters with muskets. Again, temporal looking uniforms. He's playing with time. So
you know what this is? This is after the Guardian of Forever sent Giorgio back in time. She reestablished herself as the Emperor. And this is her reality.
Oh,
now.
Goodness.
So this is like Section 31, like heavy influence. Well, not Section 31, but like Empress Giorgio. And who is it in the chat here?
That's funny.
Defund Section 31. A world without Section 31. Maybe things go to shit if Q gets rid of them. I don't want that to be the case. I don't like the fact that Section 31 has made the Federation what it is over the years. I hate that. So, no. Kathleen Kennedy in disguise.
Yeah.
And they just mentioned Archer. There was talk about Archer returning to Strange New Worlds, but what if it was really for Picard? Again, that's a distinct possibility. If they go back in time, you got an old... well, no, that wouldn't work at all.
Nope. It'd have to be Archer being sent by Daniels at some point in an unknown Enterprise episode.
Yeah.
That wouldn't work at all. Hey,
Mm.
bring Daniels back though. Or the second in
Yeah, I'm all
command of
for that.
Relativity. He was great. A lot of it's very unusual, and it does, for me, this speaks to a lot more outsideness. Now these might be the only times, but like I said, those seasons in those scenes, you know, in season 1, we very much look, here's this outside academy-ness, which was great, and then everything was pretty much on a soundstage. So I'm hoping this gives more vibe of a more diverse outside.
I want to address a comment from Alex Graham. He says, "For the first time ever, I've been disappointed in Trekyards this evening. You're citing but misnaming canon, and you've put down a couple of commenters. You're better than that. Don't go there." I mean, put down a couple of commenters. I don't understand.
Maybe the guy said canon doesn't matter. We said,
oh,
nah, it does.
Well, it's one of our regulars, and we've always maintained that canon matters. So
we're very consistent.
Yeah.
And our citing canon,
we love our people. We love everybody that's here.
Yes.
But yeah.
Remember, we're neither we are lovers, but I mean, we're not going to be haters. We're not going to be blind shills. That's the whole point. You come in for the honest, unbiased, as much as we can feedback. And even if we say the problem with the show, we can still quote the good because it has both.
Alex goes on to say, a commenter being positive about New Trek was laughed off about 30 minutes in, and not kindly. I was disappointed. We have our views, but we shouldn't dismiss others.
I mean, if someone says Discovery Season 1 is their favourite season of Star Trek, like, you gotta laugh. You know, things can be funny while they still love what they love, you know. It's like, yeah, okay.
I don't remember the specific. Like,
no.
Give me a specific.
He probably just means the canon reference, again, because it's the same thing I can think of, just calling out the guy says canon doesn't matter. Or maybe saying Jerry, maybe just Jerry being the best in Picard, and we said no, it wasn't. But I don't think it'd be hard to argue, 4 episodes versus, 50. It's like, come on. I don't know. Can't please everyone, Stuart.
Well, not all the time. That's the first time he's disappointed in us, so.
It's true. Hey, we've got years of good stuff.
Yeah. Still makes me feel bad.
Do you know how many haters we disappoint every time we do an episode review because we don't hate it?
I know.
So many people. I remember when Discovery came out and we said one thing nice in a review. We actually said lots of things that were mildly nice. They were like, oh my god. You don't
lost a shit ton of subscribers because we were shills.
Lost so many subscribers because of that, yeah.
Yeah.
Just, I'm sorry. But yeah, the Discovery cast that know us said, thanks for your honest reviews, guys. So we played it true and we got feedback saying thanks. So, hey.
Beowulf 1 UK, £5. Seems to be an alternate Federation flag at the top. Can we have a close-up of that?
Well, it's me, so yes.
Federation.
But like I say, it's the TOS-esque Delta with a single star. So yes, but that was never said when that was. It wasn't an Enterprise, but Enterprise is pre-warp. So I'd be happy to say that was like the first whatever. I just appreciate that clearly is because the internal bit. Oh, no, actually, no, it isn't, is it? No, it isn't. It's like a crescent moon with a black inner circle and a star. Ooh, it's not. I thought that was another flag. It's not. So it's not a unified planet. It's yeah. Ooh, thanks for making us do a close up. So it is less classic Trek than we thought, which makes it more interesting. That's interesting. Get Tim Davies to sketch it. So it's so could that be the symbol of, a faction wanting to be at the heart of a planet, the black heart with a star in the middle? That's really interesting. Because normally it's a unified planet with or it's a space with stars. That's interesting. It's like it's right there and you didn't notice it. That's annoying. Let me find the equivalent picture that I'm thinking. Okay, here's the one I'm thinking of, but it's actually the TMP one. But it's clearly they're pulling from that. Let me bring this up. You can see the difference. Ooh. As I do my...
Yeah, I know the olive branches.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But the audience may not know. So this is what I'm thinking of. So as you can see, extremely faithful, clearly what they're going for here, and yet obviously the middle is radically different, which is great because it's implying, part of the universe and yet not. And even they've even got, like, you can see it. You can actually see they've correctly got where all the lines are, which is, again, they're not always known for their most, canon. That's accurate to me. It's good. I like it. Oh.
And one could make the argument that the big red star is Earth. Like, the most important one there.
Yeah, 100%. And that's... I hate changing aspect ratios with this damn thing. You zoom in for one picture and then you need to zoom in for the other picture.
Mebrel, son of Korlak, $2. Looks like the symbol from the cone heads. Okay. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. Perhaps, Caveman Chris says, perhaps the symbol relates to the DS9 wormhole. Ooh.
You have to talk me through that one.
If he's trying to link it to the tablet in the trailer, the Bajoran link, there could be something with the wormhole aliens. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe the Par-Wraiths have gone into the past and not interfering with Earth. Maybe,
yeah.
And Cisco sends a word to Picard, you have to go save him. And that's like, we could get Avery back for a 4-line cameo and audio only, which I'm sure they could convince him to do with a large enough check. And they could, that's very strange. But it's clearly like so proto. This is not alternate TOS. It's not alternate TNG. It's not alternate future. It's clearly the past. But is it alternate past? Is it just a dark version of where the Earth was? Is it during the Third World War? Are we going to seal that? What story do they want to tell? That's the question. Because, do they want this other dark season? Are they going to do time travel again? They've already done it a few times. It should be alternate. Should it be Q trickery? That's more positive. That's more not jovial. It's more light-hearted spin. If Picard's with his android friend, I mean, that's weird. Is he really there? Does he really have that guy there? Has he been given him there as an assistant? Has he brought him there on the less arena?
Maybe that's the alternate Picard from the alternate reality, and they've got a. Maybe he's evil.
Because when you put these two shots together, they're not like, one's the past looks like, and then one's Picard in Romulan garb ish with an android. They aren't. I mean, maybe he's happens to be on set for doing something else, but I really doubt he's in full makeup, in full costume, standing nearby just on the off chance. And they're allowed because you're not really allowed to interact unless you're actually, on camera. And so they obviously are on camera. Obviously, once they're tested, them standing next to each other won't affect them being virusy because they've already been tested. They're already together. Like, the idea is you don't mix people, but they're already together. So that implies doing a few scenes together and a few walk and talks. That's weird. Or maybe let's go really radical, Stuart. Do you want really radical? Like downright radical?
Sure. As long as it's sleek.
Okay. What if it literally is just a museum? And
of what? Alternate?
No, just a museum of that part of the time. That was just the military flag of the Earth circa da. And he's at a museum with his android friend. Maybe he's giving a speech there or something else, and the garb means something else we don't know. Maybe it's just a museum. Maybe they're doing an exhibition. So it kind of gives a museum vibe vaguely. Maybe it's an exhibition of early Earth whatevering, and that's a fun reason to then see like pictures of Cochrane and Lily and maybe a hologram of Lily, which would be a good way of getting her back in it. Again,
and they go all out and they shuttle people there in actual buses. Because you don't want to use the brand new Discovery shuttle.
I guarantee there'll be a new Discovery shuttle in that season, just like a little bit different, just like effort we did it. we finally used the refit after 300 years. Goodness, yeah.
Oberon CAS. Since there is a synth, maybe it is just the Mars flag. Is Mars still on fire? I don't think that's
It's too far in the future
likely.
for that. Yeah, I mean, hey, but still not. I just like that how much it links to TOS makes me happy.
All right. Well, we got some super chats. Let's get to those. Eugene, 500 rubles.
Yes. What does he think?
I'm late for the stream, and this image is a bit worrying. The color scheme is so World War II, War Ensign of Germany, Mirror Universe. I don't think it's a Mirror Universe. I'm going to call that right now. I'm going to say it's
maybe
probably
a new Mirror Universe, not the Mirror Universe.
It is probably a Q-inspired alternate timeline. And we don't know. We've talked about them already, perhaps doing time travel because of the pictures with Jerry Ryan. So, Eugene, you'll need to go back and watch from the beginning because we've covered quite a bit, actually. So, would really like your input because you always have some good insights. Captain Chili Beana, $10. I've always found Trekyards to be fair, honest, and respectful, even when I disagree with your opinions. Love you guys. My only complaint is still no DS9 reviews. LOL. Live long and prosper. Winky face. We'll get there.
We're getting close. Closer than 4 seasons of TNG. So, and that'll be exciting because then we'll see how good or bad the first one is. Because we all both watch it differently. Like, so I know you say that TNG comes around, you watch TOS TNG quite a lot. How often do you do DS9 as part of your, like, it's on TV, let me sit down and watch it? Like, how much is that in your regular route? All the time, okay.
Because CTV Sci-Fi is awesome because they have Mondays is TOS, Tuesdays is TNG, Mondays is Voyager, Thursdays is DS9, and then Fridays is Enterprise. So they're all on all week. And it's like from like 1 o'clock till 8 o'clock sometimes of just straight Trek. They just play them all in order for whatever show we're on. So, yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. My live has crashed. Oh, okay. So, yeah, fair enough. Although, there's so many seasons of all these shows, so how often is season 1 on, I guess? Like, how much have you seen season 1 of DS9?
Not very often, because I don't watch it every day. I just kind of go up on what's on when we're making supper kind of thing.
It's always the same 3, as you've often joked.
Bits and pieces of episodes, yeah.
So I'm excited to go back and watch. I remember like 4 of season 1 distinctly. The Duras one, the first one, and another one. And they're all like the first 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to get past the Odo and Quark bad makeup few episodes. Like, that is not good. There we go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mabril, son of Korlak, now renamed himself Fleetpaw Swiftback, so thank you. With $5.
Fleetpaw Swiftback. Okay, doesn't work quite as well.
Guess who's back? Back again. Killed Mabril. He's no friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
I mean, that's quite a good way of coming back. That's a pretty good.
You didn't think I'd catch on. You think I'd just read it, but no. I'm smarter than your average cat.
And Devereaux, like we've said before, probably do them as simultaneous. Once they get to Voyager, should be fun.
And 189 likes. Let's get 11 more likes up to 200 likes. I'm sure we can do that. 11 likes is well within our reach. 182 people here, so thank you guys so much for contributing, and just hit that like button if that's all you can do. We'd appreciate it. It means the world.
And I'll be honest, $20 more and we are golden. Mm-hmm. We are golden. But let's jump back to the Jerry Ryan one for a second. Interesting is the word. Her uniform does look somewhat similar to Patrick's, although not as militaristic with the sash. But I mean, they're just black full body robes. What can you say? Or it could just be her normal outfit with it done up. I know she had, a variant. I know she has like an under, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Well, hold on.
Ooh.
No, it is different. I was going to see if the belt buckle was the same as Picard's. It is different.
Yeah.
And black, it's black is the new whatever for Trek. Everything's dark now, so.
But I mean, it's always a clean color. It always, works specially. But that's fine.
5 more likes. We had 195 likes.
Ooh.
5 more likes. 5 more likes and $15 more. Would be great. But yeah, this has been a fun discussion. Like I said, I went into this going, well, that's lazy. Didn't think time travel, didn't think of all the possibilities, and then I didn't even see some of these pictures. So it's been fun for me, right? You see the realization, you see the gears turning as you watch the live. Go back and watch my face, like, yeah, it's just lazy. Time travel, sweet.
Yeah, and it's great because obviously we want this show out.
Yeah.
We don't want them to rush it because we saw it rushing to previously. Hopefully they've learned that lesson, and I think they can justifiably. Well, there's two minds. CBS obviously wants them out as soon as possible so they can get the weekly revenue or monthly revenue, or Paramount Plus anyway. But also they want it to take as long as possible because they can use the hey because they can use the excuse that the pandemic slowed them down. So there's a lot of ability to say, oh, it's just, we're not in a rush because pandemic. But also, they should have been working on pre-production for months and months. So if they don't have most of their 3D models built before they even started filming, that would be shocking. It's like I joked to you, the Season 4 scripts of Discovery should have been the most refined, proofread scripts of all the Discovery because they had a 7-month gap. So they should have been more refined. They should have had more time to proofread, whereas other ones, they clearly weren't. So they should be much better.
Yeah, Jay Ray points out no ocular implant. And T. True yells at us, where's her cybernetic Borg implants?
Talked about that an hour ago.
Few possibilities for that, so yeah.
It's interesting stuff.
It could be a Q, snap away, could be medical advancement, could be holographic, disguisery.
And you gotta wonder.
Disguisery a word.
It is now. But actually, you've got to wonder, well, not that Jerry plays her like she was in the olden days, but it would have been fun. Like, did we ever see what Seven's reaction to a Q was? Like, did he meet?
I think so.
Because the Q was in, the one with Riker was still Kess, wasn't it? When the first time? I feel like that was early enough to be Kess still. And then the second time was with Duke Jr., but mostly the other Q. Because Duke Jr. Q Jr. made her naked at one point. So he had a reaction to Seven. So I guess, I guess you'd have to. But it would have been fun to have Q meet Seven and be like, ooh, a Q life form. The Borg records have this, and this. But like that boat's already sailed, obviously.
And Alex Graham says that Captain Foley, despite disagreeing at one point this evening, these lives are always one of the highlights of my week. Keep up the work, guys. Well, thank you, Alex. And yeah, it's fair to have criticisms and concerns and not always agree with us.
We don't always agree, me and Stuart.
And
that's good. That's good.
Yes, we do. We always do. What are you talking about?
Bitch. Sorry, let me do it properly. And I said, bitch. Who gets that joke? Who gets that?
I don't. So
you don't get that?
No.
Really? Oh, I'm going to have to send you the bitch thing. Okay. I'm going to make you watch that live now.
Your mother's a bitch. You know that one.
I'm going to send this right now so you can watch it live.
Yeah, and a lot of times, Alex, I got to say, sometimes I might say something and say it in a tone that, yeah, it's never meant as being like...
Well, you know that we're overall we want the best, and we're way too positive than most channels. Besides the ones that are just always positive, and therefore they don't even complain when there's a problem, and so it doesn't help Trek at all. Right, Stuart, watch that video I just sent you, and I'll improv.
Where'd you send it?
Facebook.
See, I had to ask this time because I always send it that way. No, you don't.
It's a link.
That's funny.
We're full of references. So Stuart will watch a video that none of you are going to see, which makes it a very terrible terrible bit of comedy. But I'm gonna talk to the chat for a couple minutes while he watches that.
Is it a couple minutes long?
Yeah, but you'll get the joke about 2 minutes in. Just Just watch it. Yeah, who got my joke? It's a fake, probably. Hangry. He was infatuated, yes. Yeah, Fleet Pass, what I thought. And yes, T. Reed, go back and watch. So it'll be a fun start of the conversation. We still need $20 more, guys, to round up to a lovely number. And then we can have a nice weekend. Actually, I'll talk about it now. Guys, tomorrow I'm releasing finally, my short film, A Long Way From Home, which is exciting. And along with the Indiegogo for the new set of films.
Fair enough.
Such a stupid short. I know it is, but
fair enough. All right, yes. So yeah, you're short. When's it coming out?
Tomorrow. Long Way From Home coming out tomorrow. It's almost 20 minutes short, which is that short? Yes, but also no. If you love the Type 9, if you love Voyager, if you love Horizon, if you love First Contact Uniforms, and boom, there you go. And the Indiegogo for the short films is also coming out as well. So tune in for that, and we'll do a live stream probably next week talking about it. We can ask questions and comments. Pretty in need of the funding to do the episodes, but given the quality I can do, guys, and the stories I want to tell, hope you'll be excited and want to give a little bit, because I want to see the stories be made. That's why I'm making them, and you get to enjoy them for if, as with all these things, if enough of you give $5, which is something you won't miss, then thousands of you get to enjoy something, just like with Trekyards, but in a more actually in canon way, and temporally, like 500,000 views combined, which is amazing. So people will watch them and enjoy. And I'm certainly trying for some really fun stuff. And as Stuart knows, there's more short ideas after the initial batch if we get more. So if you guys resonate with it and like the ideas, and just watch the short. You don't have to support any money. It's not mandatory. Just but it is mandatory to watch the short. To watch A Long Way From Home. But why would you not want to? It's got some fun stuff. And bring back a race that you may or may not remember. Did you remember them, Stuart?
The name, yes, but not specifically. No. Yeah.
They've always stood out to me, always. Even though their ship is a 4-time reuse in the show they're in, which is great. It's just like,
yeah.
But depends which colour the engines are, which race it actually is. Oh goodness.
Matt Boardman, $5
Thanks,
Trek on a Bus Snipe.
Yep.
And Captain Chili Bean at $2. Maybe too early for this, but Snipe. Yeah, it's the last super chat slot time. We need at least another $5. So, and we hit 207 likes, which is great. If you haven't hit like though, and you're watching this, hit like. If you haven't, please do.
No, that is always good to see. Always good to see.
2 dislikes. There's always somebody. Yeah, and I know at least who one of them probably is.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's all good, Stuart. It's all good.
I know. There was another one I wanted to read. Where the hell is it? Oh, double guitars. Now say, I said bitch in a Kailash voice.
I said bitch.
That's good.
I really had to think about that one for a sec. Deary me. No, that's good. And then you've got any plans for tomorrow, Stuart? Pimp them out as well?
Tomorrow, just I'll probably do a Trek trivia. I've been doing them for like 2 months now. They've been really popular and really good. So yeah, you could tune in. You try to get me drunk by challenging me to trivia, and if I get it right, I don't have to drink. If I get it wrong, I have to drink. It's just pretty simple. People don't understand the rules still, and they're like, here's $20, take a shot. It's like, it's not quite how it works. If I'm not feeling drunk, maybe I'll have one. But anyway, it's still a fun time, and there's really good questions, and you don't have to super chat the questions. You can just put them in the regular chat. I won't drink if I get them wrong, though. So that's how it works. It's a fun time, and it's some really good questions and fun people. So
basically, yes. Pay for punishment.
Yeah, and that's tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Excellent.
Fleet Paw Swiftback, $2. Cursing Fleet Paw's name, Snipe. Peter Lacaco, $5. Viva la Picard, Snipe.
And there we go, Peter, with your Picard Riker second maneuver. It's not the Ricard maneuver. Ricard? Damn it, Riker.
The Ricard.
Ricardo Montalban. No, it's Riker's second maneuver. His first maneuver is the joystick. Second maneuver is the put his leg up on the thing.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to go for.
Gotcha.
All right, Stuart. You could say bye. I'm just gonna stop talking. Cause I can't.
Bye, guys. He's Commander Cockings.
He's Captain Foley.
And I'm saying goodbye. See you guys later.
And no, she hasn't got an ocular implant. Bye, guys.